All right, guys, we're here ready to start the ride test. We've got a little bit of an onlooker situation. Normally the paparazzi, they stay away while we're doing our reviews, but they just can't stay away. They love to see what bikes we're reviewing. And the bikes we're reviewing today is the R1 from Snapcycle. We've got the regular version here. They do also offer a step-through version, so if that's something you're interested in, you can always check that stuff out. Now this is going to be a little bit different format than normal. Usually we do the in-depth review and then we'll roll right into the ride test, but we're going to start splitting those videos up, and I feel like that's going to give us a lot of time and attention to just focus on the riding here, and then when we're doing the in-depth review we can focus on all of the specs and the details. So that's really more about the specs and kind of what the bike is, and this is about more of the experience and what it feels like to ride this bike. So looks like the paparazzi have moved on, so we will get to it, get to rolling. So go ahead and turn the bike on, and it does have a throttle, so I'm just going to start with the throttle and I'll kick it off. Probably go down somewhere right here. So pedal assist level 1 is going to get us to about that 10 miles an hour. Pedal assist level 2, nice little bump here, taking us up to that 13, 14 miles per hour. Pedal assist level 3, taking us up to right around that 20 mile an hour mark. Now, something else to note is we have unlocked this bike. So when this bike comes out of the box, the top speed will be 20 miles per hour, but we've gone to the advanced settings menu and we have got this topping out at about 28 miles per hour. And so you can cruise around like this. I'm in the 6th gear over here, pedal assist level 3. This is how I cruised over to this particular spot today. It was a very pleasant ride. We've got those big fat tires. Those brakes doing an excellent job. And everything about this bike is just a little bit bigger than some of the other bikes that we are used to. It is a bit on the bigger side, but it is very, very comfortable, very smooth. Get around this curve real quick and we'll hit pedal assist level 4. Pedal assist level 4, jumping us up to 24. And finally pedal assist level 5. You really get to feel the power at this point when you're pedaling. You get to that 28, 29, almost 29 miles per hour there. And one of the things that I like about this particular setup is the way that the gearing is set up. You don't get into any ghost pedaling. Now I can still get the full power of pedal assist level 5, and I'm just kind of slowly pedaling, and you can sort of get away with that. But if you're trying to go top speed and you're pedaling along with the bike, you're not going to run into that ghost pedaling problem, which is nice to see on an e-bike. So let's go ahead, pedal up here a little bit further. Let's go ahead and do a braking test. Get up to about that 22, 23. A little bit of skidding right there at the end. And we're sitting at about the 10, 12 foot mark. Now, if we were only getting this thing to go 20 miles per hour, let's go ahead and do a braking test with that. Let's get up to about that 20. Once we hit that 20, we'll stop. A little bit of a skid, but we're sitting at about that 8, 9 foot mark there. So the brakes, even though they are mechanical, not hydraulic, they are doing some really good work here. Now with a bike that's able to go this fast and something that's capable of these, taller speeds, having hydraulic disc brakes is probably a good upgrade, and hopefully something we'll see on future models of the bike. And you can just cruise like this for, until you run out of battery. That's how e-bikes work. After that, you gotta start putting a little bit of work. gonna go ahead and pull over and let's talk about a few things on this bike while we're out here. So as far as I know, this bike doesn't have a walk mode. Normally on these bikes, you can go and hold down this minus button and that will turn on the walk mode. And this one doesn't have it, at least as far as I can tell. So then this top button over here is gonna turn on the lights. See, those lights are on. And we're kind of doing this in the middle of the day, so they work. The lights themselves aren't too bad. Probably not something I would want as my only light source if I was gonna be in a field and there wasn't any other light sources available. It does have a rear taillight, but it's not integrated into the battery. So we got to come back here, one press, we can kind of get this blinking going on here, and 2 press gives us the solid, and then 3, kabib kabam. Now for me, I found that this wasn't necessarily too big of a deal. Where the button is pretty nice. If I was sitting on the bike, I could just reach back around and I could tap it here. But if you had some bags installed or you had something that was kind of covering this up, this would become a little bit inconvenient. And so hopefully in the next model and future versions of the bike, we can see some integrated brake lights back here. That'd be pretty dope. And let's go ahead and let's turn the pedal assist off. Well, let me get going here real quick. Now let's turn the pedal assist level off and let's see what it feels like to pedal as a bike. Now, when I was doing a little bit of a ride test yesterday, I ran out of battery. Now, we hadn't fully charged it either, so I kind of went off on a quarter. And so I was starting to run out of battery. So I turned the bike off and just pedaled home. Probably did about 3.5, 4 miles, and it wasn't too bad. Let me put it in second gear and third gear. The other thing that's nice about this particular bike is it is still going to show us how fast we're going, even though the pedal assist is not turned on. And I'll put it in fourth. It's not quite as easy as pedal assist level 5, as one could imagine, but it is doable. And it shifts through all the gears really nice. We didn't have to tune this at all right out of the box. It was ready to roll. So we took it on some very simple bike paths here. What if we wanted to take it off-road into a little, oh yeah, there's a horn there. I'm not sure why, I just always keep tapping that. It scares me a little bit. So let's say you wanted to get into something a little bit more fun. Let's see how she handles a little off-road adventure. Now this bike is not designed for big ramps, but if we're trying to treat this like just some off-road stuff, it's up and down. Very nice, very easy. A little bit of air there. And I would probably throw my seat down just a smidge. I don't know if you guys know or remember, but I just got out of my wrist brace not too long ago. So let's head back here, have a little bit of fun, try to stay safe at the same time. Probably not in pedal assist level 5. It gets a little bit curvy back here. 3 is probably good. Again, there's that horn. If you guys forgot about it, I just reminded you. As far as maneuverability, it's got those 4-inch tires, so it's not like riding through this place with my regular mountain bike, but it handles itself pretty well. There's a lot of roots on these trails and it just absorbs them really well. Let's go ahead and hit the ravine over here. Not that, of course. Again, handling itself pretty well. I'm gonna go back here now. Let's go ahead and flip a U here and go back. I want to get to some fun stuff. There are some pretty cool features back here that I would love to hit on this thing. And by hit, I'm not doing any sends or anything wild. We're just out here to have a good time. All right, guys. And again, it's just climbing up those hills like nothing. Yeah, just taking these features on like a champ. Every time I do something wild, I'm gonna preface it by saying, this is not what the bike is designed to do, but it's the stuff that I love to do. So it's a lot of fun to get back here. Plus, you know, I got this very powerful motor here, so I don't have to do as much work. Now I need to do a little bit of work, you know what I'm saying? I could use a little bit of exercise. But for this video, it's important that I just talk you through the whole process. At least that's what most people say. Not gonna do that. Come on, guys. You gotta be out your mind. This is the spot I wanted to test it out. I'm gonna whip out the 360 camera and we'll get some cool shots. Again, we're not trying to send it or anything. We're just maneuvering a little bit of terrain here. All right, guys, that is gonna do it for our ride test on the R1 from Snapcycle. So if you guys have any components related questions, you can ask us down here, or you can check out the in-depth review. Hopefully we can answer most of those for you. And if you have any questions about the experience, we're out here, you know, testing the bike. Everything looks pretty nice. It handled itself really well, even though we're out here doing some things that it's not really designed to do. And that will conclude our ride test. If you guys have any questions about the components, you can check out the in-depth review. I'll have a link to that. Hopefully that answers most of your questions. And if not, feel free to ask us some questions in the comments. I love talking to you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.